Hey, welcome to the World Warriors of Capcom Cup. I'm Ultra David.
I am James Chen. This is the series of videos where we go through all 32 qualifiers for the Capcom Cup. That'll be coming up at the Sony PlayStation Experience, taking place between December 5th and 6th, on the weekend of December 5th through 6th. If you guys are not familiar with the Capcom Cup or the Capcom Pro Tour, we did make an introduction video where we talk all about it. You can find it here on this YouTube channel, youtube.com/Capcom Fighters TV. But as I said, this is the player showcase for all of the players. So who are we talking about today?
Well, as you already know, because it's right up here on the YouTubes, it's going to be Justin Wong.
Spoiler.
Yeah, e.g. Justin Wong is who we're going to be talking about. One of the best known, most successful fighting game players in the world.
Yes.
Not just from North America, but in the world.
Yeah, probably one of the most, like you said, one of the most well-known.
Yes.
You know, in terms of just everybody knows Justin Wong's name.
Exactly, and for good reason. He started dominating 17 years ago, something like that. And he started winning Evos that long ago. In many different games, he has gotten top 8s at Evo, including Street Fighter 4, of course, where he got to grand finals even.
In the first year against
That's right.
Daigo. Probably one of the most epic. I actually credit that match for one of the reasons why Street Fighter 4 kind of blew up. Because that match was so... I mean, it came down. Grand Finals, Evo, Daigo versus Justin.
Yeah, it was very
most
fitting.
known in Japan, most known in the U.S.
Right, yeah.
It worked out great. So,
Yeah.
But, he's been great in everything that he touches. He has such a strong sense of fundamentals.
Yeah.
That, I mean, we joke about this. He enters tournaments or games that he doesn't even play. And he'll win these tournaments sometimes.
That's actually happened.
Yeah, just because of fundamentals. He just understands how to play fighting games.
He sees where characters can hit buttons on screen, and then he says, okay, I'll stand here. And then what are you going to do about it? Well, it's pretty tough to deal with it, because his sense of spacing, I think, is one of the best. His sense of pacing is one of the best. He knows when to press a button.
Yes.
And when not to press a button. He really does. And you see that in all of the different games that he plays. And it really comes out in Street Fighter 4. He historically has been a defensive, lame player. Okay, when we say lame, it's not a pejorative. That's a defensive sort of style. It's very slow, deliberate.
Test your patience kind of
Yeah, exactly.
style.
Difficult to deal with. That was his style. In all the previous games. In Street Fighter 4, he did switch to Rufus in order to combat that. That was really a part of why.
He wanted to kill that reputation that he had because
Exactly.
he was known for being slow and boring, you know?
Right.
And he went there. Now, interestingly enough, he's gone with Rufus, and he's played Rufus for a very long period of time. And look, since Ultra has come out, we're saying a lot of great stuff about Justin, but his record during Ultra Street Fighter 4 has not been stellar.
No.
And in fact, last year he made it into the Capcom Cup, went 0-2. And, the scariest part was there was 16 players in there, and, 4 of them were going to go 0-2. And to me, it's sad to say, I wasn't too surprised that Justin was one of them. He just hasn't had that success. And, a lot of it might even come down to the fact is because he is using Rufus. Rufus not necessarily the strongest character, but also I don't think that that's real Justin.
No, yeah. I don't think Rufus is bad. It's just that Justin Wong is a lame player, okay? And you even see with Rufus, oftentimes he would be on the ground, pressing medium kick or whatever, sweep.
Yeah.
It just is not him.
Right.
So I'm happy that it's finally happened that he has moved to different characters. And we see now that he plays Rose. We see Elena. He did play Elena at the start of Ultra Street Fighter 4 for a little bit, but did not stick with her. Didn't think that he could keep up with her links.
Right. And then he said at one point in time, and he actually credits a lot because he streams a lot, playing a lot online, he just said that the Elena combos clicked. And at the most recent, one of the latest events in this Capcom Pro Tour, Canada Cup, he used Elena, and he got to top 8, mostly using this character. But again, he has Elena, he has a Rose, and both of those characters, I feel like, fit him so much better.
So much. It just feels like old times. It's very interesting.
Look, the best was, I think there was one match at Canada Cup where he was using Elena, and it's a long day in the event, in the hall and stuff like that. And right after he won, they panned to the camera and there was some dude like asleep in his chair, and I think Mike Ross was like, it's Justin when
that's
when
old Justin.
when he's putting people to sleep.
That is old Justin Wong. So I'm really happy that that's back, because I think that's his strength. Yes. Now, both of those characters for him are unpolished.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, these are relatively recent picks for him, and he has had more success since he's gone with them, but they're not finally polished quite yet.
He doesn't know all the little character. We talk about character marriages, right?
Yes.
I think that these characters are good marriages for Justin, but right now it's still the honeymoon phase. Like, it's still in the 1 month. You haven't seen all the dirty laundry lying on the floor yet. You haven't quite seen the dirty dishes yet. You know, it's not quite there yet, but it's the fact that he's gone with these characters, like, even though they're brand new characters, I have more confidence now in Justin Wong this year than I did in Justin last year, going mostly with Rufus.
Totally agree. I totally agree. Well, let's talk about how Justin Wong has done in Ultra Street Fighter 4. It's not all bad.
Right.
Okay. Ultimate. Let's see. UFGT 10, first place. Capcom Pro Tour E3, 4th. CEO 2014, 5th. Evo 2014, 17th. San Diego Comic-Con, 2nd. First Attack 2014, 9th. PAX Prime, 1st. Art of Fighting 2014, 1st. Red Fight District 3, 9th. Moment 37, Reloaded, 2nd. NEC 15, 4th. Then Capcom Cup last year, as you said, 13th place. Right. So as far as this year, Final Round 18, 33rd. NCR 5th. Northwest Majors, he won. Texas Showdown, 9th. Toryuken, 3rd. Combo Breaker, 3rd. EGL Dallas, 9th. Defend the North, 1st. Canada Cup 2015, 9th.
That's right. Yeah, so...
so again, it's not all bad. Maybe we might have been portraying it as being terrible. Not the case at all. He's always a strong competitor.
Right.
But I do feel like the change of characters has made him a bigger threat.
I mean, the thing about it is, we talked about Justin Wong's accolades, right? We talked about him getting into grand finals at EVO 2009, the first year Street Fighter 4 was there. He's won so many EVOs. It's just, if you're not getting first and second place all the time when you're Justin, it just doesn't feel like you're doing well.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
Different standards.
Yeah. He's just been a player that's had so much success, that he's just placing top 8s at a lot of events just doesn't quite feel like he's doing it as well.
I'm with you. And I didn't mention EVO 2015. He didn't play Street Fighter, right? At EVO 2015? Didn't he not play Street Fighter? I'm pretty sure.
I think...
He's not even on this list. Or did he and he got dunked?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Did he get dunked?
He did not do very well.
Okay, it's one of those two.
Yeah.
In any case, not a great showing. Well, for this match that we're going to look at, it's going to be against Snake Eyes. Mm-hmm. He's going to go with Rose. So we mentioned both Elena and Rose are characters for him. I think Rose is a good choice against Zangief.
Right. Yeah, let's just start the match.
Yeah, let's
talk about
it
a little bit.
Let's
start this here. So he's going to be going with Rose. And look, his Rose is not great in this video because I don't feel like I said, he understands Rose to the extent that someone like a Luffy does, right? For example, he doesn't anti-air with Ultra One. He doesn't punish like Lariat with Ultra One and such like that. So he's definitely missing a lot of things. But having said that kind of shows how kind of remarkable of a player that he is. He's going with this character. He knows what the character's buttons can do.
Yeah.
He doesn't know the matchup as well as anyone else.
Right.
And he'll still beat Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Like one of the potential best Zangiefs on the planet.
Exactly.
Right? So.
Yeah, you see the reactions there, that roundhouse. He just has a lot of good stuff. And that was, there were things in that round that he didn't deal with very well. Mm-hmm. As you said, he doesn't know all the ins and outs yet. We're going to see that come up a bunch in this match. Mm-hmm. But just pay attention to where he's trying to stand, where he's trying to be, the buttons he's pressing when.
And he has such great reactions to punish that. I can't believe he didn't. That backdash
it's just
avoided the entire green hand. But right here is where you see Justin shine. When he gets in that distance right there, that was obviously a little bit of an execution error. I think that was walk backwards forward and tried to low strong and it just come out as an uppercut or something like that. But when he gets in this distance, his timing on when to hit standing roundhouse or low roundhouse and all those things is ridiculous.
Yes.
Now, obviously, he could have punished that lariat with a Ultra 1, but
right.
as we said, you know.
Yeah, he definitely got lucky right there. Yeah, you know, it's not all there. That's part of why we showed this match, because he wins and he has great spacing a lot of the time. But we did want to show that, you know, he's not 100% on this yet. It's still a work in progress.
Right. But despite being a work in progress, he still wins. You know?
Exactly.
And again, it's just really comes down. So we see right there, he has lariated standing roundhouse from Justin, right? So Justin now knows, okay, I can get lariated by standing roundhouse. Mm-hmm. It's just like barely ever gonna happen again. It just happened there right again. But then you'll see some rounds where he'll throw out like 4 standing roundhouses, and you can see how Justin's not discouraged by it. And I don't know why that didn't hit.
I'm not really sure either. That confused me. And you'll see after this, if you watch Justin's face once this comes out, you see him just talking with somebody like, what happened?
He's like, why didn't that hit?
I don't really know. But that's part of something that maybe a Master of Rose would know.
Right,
I'm not sure.
But again, first game, he loses this. I'm sure a lot of people are sitting here thinking, oh, Justin's going to get dunked.
Yeah.
You know, kind of situation. But Justin's just amassing a lot of information now. And so, like I said, he's gotten lariated a couple of times with that standing roundhouse. But just keep an eye on at the success rate to the failure rate of that stand roundhouse at this point, you know. He's trying to add the slide into his game. You can see that.
You can see it. Yeah. Yeah, but part of why this set is cool is because at the start, he doesn't do very well, and he does better over time. Like, you can definitely see him figuring it out. It's not like this is the first time he's played Rose against Geef or Rose against Snake Eyes even. But you can see him adding stuff to his repertoire as it goes on.
Yeah, and at this point in time, you can just imagine everybody probably sitting here thinking, oh, this is going to be free, this is going to be so easy, and Justin's going to lose this right away. But, again, he does win this. You'll see the adjustment. I
guarantee.
Yeah, you'll see the adjustment, and here he goes. So this distance right here, where I love Justin at this distance, at this range, playing defense is where I feel like. And again, it's just all those situations where he's like, oh, I was at the wrong range for the soul spiral to hit. He's gonna learn all these things, and it's gonna only make him that much stronger.
Yeah, he has a really good sense of timing.
Right. Oh, standing fierce. Yeah, see, obviously right now the biggest problem for Justin with his character is just knowing which soul spirals combo when and at what distance. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, he's been playing it pretty well. Oh, he backdashed and got hit. Oh, I'm going to backdash again. Not discouraged.
Hey, it's Rose. Yeah. Why not?
Okay. So things are looking a little bit better for Justin. Again, just the way that he plays, and he kicked into that one.
No, yeah. He was trying to punish it for sure.
All right, but see, so that's actually one of the things that Justin is really good at. When he's on defense, I feel like his reactions ratchet up, like to twice as good as he is when he's on offense.
Yeah. When
he's playing defense, like you'll notice a weakness again for a lot of people who go up against Zangief. When Zangief does stuff like green hand and it whiffs, like stand short into green hand and whiff into SPD.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people get caught by that. Justin just doesn't get caught by that kind of situation. And there you see another perfectly timed stand roundhouse from Justin.
He had a bunch in that round.
Yeah. All right, so things...
A little bit better.
Yeah. Things are getting better for him now. He's tied it up 1-1. And now you can see he's kind of getting more into the game. So he knows that Snake Eyes wants to try to lariat the stand roundhouse. So you saw him right there. He just baited it out. Again. Baited it out.
Yeah.
And again, it's really just that soul spiral distance that I think he's got to kind of learn.
Yeah, that's really the big thing that seems like it's not there yet. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's actually put himself, like, he's in this situation because of that mistake.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? So... but somehow manages to get himself. And you see him forward dash and then jump backwards. He forward dashed just to push the body on the ground and gain that little bit of distance. We've seen Justin do that with Rufus as well, so. Yeah, I think he even caught Snake Eyes by surprise by getting hit by that jump roundhouse.
Oh, yeah. I think Snake had an option select ready to go and was surprised it didn't come out.
Justin, it's really interesting because Justin, for as lame and defensive as he plays and quote boring as he plays, when he's on defense, he's actually really active on defense.
Oh yeah,
I'd like to bring up the Marvel games as well. Marvel versus Capcom 2. Dude, his Sentinel, he just hung out in the top corner of the screen. Like, it looks like he's an offensive player, but he is so playing lame when he plays in that game. Yeah. And then in MVC 3, when he uses Storm, he just super jumps and flies up and down all the time, and he always seems to know exactly when to come down with the air dash fierce and hit you.
Even with Wolverine, he plays that character with normal jump blocking and just calls assists.
Right.
That's his game.
And so basically, I mean, the reason why I bring that up is because he has such an active lame defense. It's really interesting, Yeah. So you can see with Rose, as defensive as he's trying to play, he's still hitting buttons and just kind of moving around. And like I said, he's always ready to... Look at this down roundhouse play. And then the low fears. See, he just has it all locked and loaded, ready to go. And that was unfortunate for Snake Eyes. He had the right read, only hit once.
He didn't get the spacing.
Yeah.
So, we're still seeing Justin let some things go. He's not getting anti-air Ultra 1, for example, but he's looking a lot better right now than he did at the start of the set, that's for sure.
Yeah. So he's up 2-1. And that's another thing about Justin. He's really good at reading people tendencies, people patterns.
I'll say this about Justin. He is one of the noticingest people I've ever met. He notices everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just in Street Fighter. It's not just in fighting games. In life, too. He always has his eyes open.
Yeah.
And he remembers.
Yep. I still remember one time when I first started playing Justin a lot, when he first came out to SoCal, he pointed out something that I did, and I was like, holy crap, I had no idea. He's like, you do this every single time.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. And then I started seeing myself do it, and I was like, oh my God.
I went through a phase where I wore crazy socks. And I did that because nobody noticed, right? So it was just for me.
Right.
But Justin was like, your shirt always matches your socks, huh? Nobody else ever noticed. He's the only person who ever noticed it.
Oh, it's too funny. Oh, it's funny. Yeah, but see, we went from the start where we saw a couple of bad stand roundhouses and get lariated. But you see, he also has that read too, where you'll see someone, for example, do a bunch of stand round. Oh, see, that would have caught so many people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But so here's the thing. Justin knows. He has this understanding. He did stand roundhouse. He did stand roundhouse. Now your opponent's like, he's not going to do stand roundhouse anymore. And then Justin does another stand roundhouse. And now you're like, now I'm positive he's not going to do another. And then he does another stand roundhouse. That's something that Justin understands better than anybody else.
Yeah, the reason I bring up the noticing stuff is because he's seeing all these distances the whole time. Like there is no situation that has happened here that he doesn't remember. And if it comes up again, he'll immediately see that it's the same situation.
Right.
And remember it. Regardless of when it happened, what the situation was, or where it happened, it's always in his mind.
Yep. And she gets out of the corner. So smart. Yeah. Good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And back to this place. And we haven't even seen Snake Eyes attempt any lariats anymore. It's just something that he's either scared to do, or he just doesn't believe that Justin's going to keep pestering with the stand roundhouse.
Yeah. A lot of control right there for Justin. Right. And even without pressing buttons, which I really love.
Yeah.
And you see
finally got baited.
That was a prayer from Snake Eyes, and it didn't work out. Justin did not give it to him. Yep. Yeah, he is so good at seeing all those little situations.
I love Justin's expression. Even while he's jumping down, it's almost like, I can't believe I got away with that.
Yeah, I think that's a really good set to show off Justin Wong in Ultra Street Fighter 4 right now. Lot of strength in the mid-range, excellent sense of when to press buttons. He sees everything and he records it in his mind, and he will keep it in mind for the next time it comes up better than almost anybody. And those three things, I think, really amounted to, at the start, didn't go very well at all. At the end, total control.
Right. Now, look, we've obviously been singing a lot of Justin's praises here, right? Honestly, like, I do think he still has one huge weakness in his game. And that, you know, I've talked about emotion science players. This is a common theme that I brought up a lot. He is such a good emotion player, but he is a very weak science player.
I'm with you.
When it comes to tech, when it comes to like a lot of like little know-how and stuff like that, he often will just, you know what, he knows he's so good at the reads and stuff like that, that he'll just say, you know what, I don't even want to bother with this tech stuff. You know, well, we've talked about Third Strike, how good he is in Third Strike. I know you've mentioned this a lot. He played Chun-Li without the Kara throw, which is one of her most powerful weapons in Third Strike.
He was the best Chun in the country without using her most important mix-up tool.
In CVS2, he was winning a lot of tournaments, and at first, he refused to learn roll canceling, even though he used the roll canceling groove. Like, he just didn't want to learn it.
And in Street Fighter 4, he didn't want to learn option selects. He didn't want to learn setups. You know, for a while, he was trying to learn a character that had a lot of like crazy, meaty setups.
Right.
And he didn't want to learn any of that stuff. So you're right. That is a weakness because now the top tier players are not only good when it comes to mix-ups and spacing and all the traditional stuff, but they're also excellent at finding new things in the game. Great for new setups. They'll have all the latest tech, all the option selects will all be there, and at the same time, again, they have all the fundamentals. So that is a problem for Justin, I agree.
Right, so I think that's going to be his biggest obstacle at the Capcom Cup. What do you think is it going to take for him to win Capcom Cup?
He has to have spent the last since Canada Cup really grinding out those characters, that Rose and that Elena. He really has to make sure that they are on point. He can't have these situations where he doesn't know whether the drill's going to combo, where he doesn't, anti-air Ultra 1. Just for example, I mean, he has to have all of that stuff down because the players that he's going to be playing against will have all the stuff down for their characters. They're not going to let it go by.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, so we showcased the Rose match. He really, very late in the year, picked up Elena. So there's not a lot of Elena matches we could have analyzed here. And I'm going to guess he's going to be using predominantly Elena.
I think that would make sense.
That character, I mean, it's when I see his Elena, the way that he played Elena at Canada Cup, like I saw flashes of Third Strike Chun-Li.
Agreed.
Just back fierce build meter and just play this really, really defensive kind of the moving wall kind of thing, very normal button Z characters. So, you're right. I think that for him to win, it's really going to be about how good is he going to get at Elena at this point. And I know he's done a couple of extra things to make sure that he can get his combos down pat now, because Elena has a lot of one-frame links and such. So, I actually expect him to do well at Capcom Cup. Like I said, last year going in, him going 0-2, I want to pretend I was surprised by that, but like I can't be because I just didn't have the confidence in him. But if he really does pick up that Elena, because the thing about Elena is, Elena, I don't think she has a lot of little weird, funky things that you have to know about her, but I think Justin can get away with the fundamentals only with her more than he can with a lot of other characters, like the Rose situation here. So I feel like he's really, really pitting himself to be in the best position possible for himself by going with Elena.
Yeah, I think that character and Rose, I think those are the perfect choices.
I mean, how well do you think he's going to do?
I would expect better than last year. I do think that you're right that the lack of in-depth tech, at some point, I really feel like there's a ceiling in Street Fighter 4, and if you don't have that stuff, you're not going to reach that ceiling. Right. So I don't know. I don't know if he's there. I don't know if he's there.
Cool.
I guess we'll see. Well, that's going to be at Capcom Cup, which is the weekend of December 5th through 6th in San Francisco, California at the PlayStation Experience.
That's right. Definitely follow the Twitch channel, twitch.tv /Capcom Fighters, if you can't get there live. If you can make it there live, you definitely should get there live and watch it. It's going to be ridiculous. Yeah. Otherwise, just follow them on Twitch so you'll be notified as soon as it starts. You do not want to miss any of this. Also follow them on twitter.com /Capcom Fighters.
And if you like talking about fighting games, then come hang out with us on our own stream, which is at twitch.tv/UltraChenTV, or catch it later at youtube.com/UltraChenTV.
Yep, we have lots of videos on our YouTube channel going in depth, exploring new techniques, exploring new things for a lot of games. We also have a lot of good beginner videos. And every Tuesday we kind of do an FGC fighting game community wrap-up show. We just talk about stuff that happened the previous weekend, stuff coming up, game news, and just whatever the hot topic is of the fighting game community at the time. So.
All right, cool. All right, well, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you at Capcom Cup.